The tribe has spoken.
They want summer camps.
So today on the radar with Fort Bliss MWR, it's all about summer camps on Fort Bliss. Stick around.
Hi, welcome to another episode of On the Radar with Fort Bliss MWR. My name's Chris Bone and I work for Fort Bliss MWR Marketing. Today I am welcoming Mr. Phillip Puitt, the Replica Youth Center Director. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
So everybody is so interested in these summer camps that you guys are offering, and let's talk a little bit about those. So the first one I think was the Survivor or the Amazing Race.
The Amazing Race. So that's coming up real soon. The Amazing Race is scheduled for June 17th through the 21st. And what that is it's a camp that's just kind of like the television show. So we literally have the clues for each one of the teams. They come up upon a clue. This is literally clue number one for the entire Amazing Race, and it says search the grounds to find your first clue of the Amazing Race. So we'll be at Fort Bliss here at our youth center. They'll have to search all over the place to try to find their first clue. Once they find that clue, it will take them away from Fort Bliss. It's going to take them to a new location, and it's going to have a task for them to do, or they may just need to find that location and get another clue. And they do this all on Monday. It's going to take place here at Fort Bliss, and then it's going to they're going to travel eventually over to the El Paso Zoo. And then on Tuesday, the entire race takes place downtown El Paso. And one of the cool things that'll happen downtown is that they're not just going to do the race, but they're also going to kind of get a nice history lesson of all of the downtown history of El Paso.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun for the kids. And what they don't know, and they'll kind of get some clues as we share that day. We're going to tell them to read their clues very carefully, because at the end of the day, we're going to quiz them on the history of El Paso. And if they can answer some of those, it'll help their time, their official final time that they came in. On Wednesday, we go to Wet n Wild Water Park. All the clues are right there hidden at the park, and they're going to have to do tasks at the park. And then Thursday, right here at Fort Bliss. And then Friday, it's a culmination at in Ruidoso at Bonita Park Camp. There's ropes courses and zip lines and climbing walls, all kinds of different types of challenges that they'll have to do out there to finish the race. And we have some unique things that happen throughout the week. We have one of our clues every single year. I'll give this one away. We take a bunch of keys, just a whole bunch of keys, and we throw them in the bottom of a pool. They have to swim to the bottom of the pool, pull a key out, see if it actually unlocks the lock. If it doesn't, they must return that key back to the pool and continue to do this until they can unlock their last clue. So that's always towards the end of the race. They're always anticipating it. They know it's coming, so it's become a fun thing.
And so how many years have you been doing this particular camp, the Amazing Race camp?
Yeah, this camp will be year 6, so it's been highly successful. It started out with about probably 40 kids the first year, and now last year we had 70 in the camp. So it gets pretty full, and the kids have a blast.
Well, it sounds like it's a well-executed and thought-out kind of a thing, and super exciting for kids to be a part of. So tell me something about the other races that you have.
So we also have the Apprentice Camp, and that's kind of an entrepreneurial type camp. But we kind of mix in a whole bunch of different ideas during that camp. So that's going to be June 24th through June 28th. And what we do during that camp is Monday we do lemonade stands. We go downtown. The kids have to make their own lemonade. They go to the store. They get their own ingredients. They make up their lemonade. They go downtown. Right in front of the courthouse, we have all of the lawyers and judges and people coming out of the courthouses, and they buy the lemonade. They do the little taste testing, and the kids earn money that day to see who wins. It's dependent on how much money they earn for that day.
Sure. Just like the TV show.
Yeah, just exactly like The Apprentice. It was one of the challenges that you would have seen back in the day.
Sure.
The second day is Cupcake Wars, so they get all their ingredients. They try to make their cupcakes look in a certain special way, and then we judge them based on how they look and based on how they taste and if they're unique or whatever. And then Wednesday, we do flea market flips. So they take a piece of furniture and they repurpose it and turn it into something completely different. So they may turn a bookshelf into a desk or something else. So, and some of that furniture is still located there at the Replica Youth Center. So you can come in and see some of the projects that the kids have done in the past. Thursday, we do the hoverboards, and that is literally a giant hoverboard with a leaf blower stuck in it, and kids can fly all over on the cement out there at our
You were talking about how
facility.
they've got to decorate those, right?
They do. So the marketing piece for the day, because every day there's marketing involved, so they have to market their project for the flea market flip. They have to put together a pamphlet. But that one there, they build it's a big giant piece of wood that's cut in a big circle, and they will paint that and make it look like some kind of advertisement for their, kind of like their NASCAR advertisement.
Sure.
And then on Friday we do Shark Tank, and that's their invention for the week. And to this day, our favorite invention of all time is our Sneak a Snack. It's a kid made this thing that you would put around your waist so that when you go to the movies, you can literally sneak right on into the movies with all your snacks. So
yeah, listen, I'm going to need his number after
yes,
this.
it was the
cool.
we said that's the prototype, but it was pretty cool because they came in and kind of looked like a pregnant lady or whatever. And so you're not going to ask any questions, right? So one of my male staff said, "Well, what if it's a man?" And they said, "Well, you just might be a bigger guy,
Yeah,
you know."
then it's a
So,
potbelly.
so we've had some fun with that. That was our favorite all-time invention. But they always come up with cool inventions on that. Then we have our the week after that. It would be our July 4th week. So we're open the first 2 days and the last 2 days. We'll skip the 4th of July. But that is our adventure camp, July 1st through the 5th. And our highlights for that camp are the trip to Lone Tree Lakeshore, where they'll get an opportunity to do some tubing behind speedboats and do kayaking, and the blob where they shoot kids off into they jump off of a high and they
Shoot somebody off into space,
yeah. So they'll get to do that on Monday, and then on Friday we do the slow float down the Rio. So that's a lot of fun. The kids enjoy that.
100%. If you've never done that and you're here or new to Fort Bliss, that is an amazing adventure just in and of itself.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. But then our biggest camp of the summer is the following week, and that's going to be July the 7th through the 11th. And that is our Survivor Camp.
Survivor.
Yeah, so Survivor is the real deal. This is year 10 for Survivor, so we're going to do it as big as possible. And we got some new games, new things mixed in. So we play all kinds of crazy games, but our highlights is really Wednesday. We play all the games on a giant tarp, or everything deals with water. So with 3,000 water balloons, a giant tarp that we put out, slip and slides that lead to the tarp. We put objects out in the middle. They got to fly out there and try to get the objects on as fast as they can, faster than their opponents or whatever. It's super exciting. The teams get super excited, and they make they'll bring war paint. They'll put paint on their faces.
Just like the TV show.
Oh man, they get all decked out, and they'll make bandanas, and they have their team flags, you know, and they put those in the ground every day, and so it's just a lot of fun. It's exciting.
You were telling me about another thing that you guys do with eggs, I think.
So Thursday is egg extravaganza. So all day, all the games are played with eggs. And we go through dozens and dozens and dozens of eggs, and everybody is covered from head to toe. And then we even use some flour. We do some games with some flour and some chocolate syrup and other things, and it's just really a messy day. And they have one egg that we put into a bottle, a 2-liter bottle. Hadn't told you about this one yet, but we put it in a 2-liter bottle. They have to save that egg all day long. At the end of the day, I climb up on top of a bus and I throw this bottle up in the air, and if the egg survives, they get massive points for their egg surviving. So they got to create a little cocoon type thing inside there to keep their egg from getting splatted. So that's a lot of fun. And then Friday, our biggest day, toilet bowl derby. So we literally take toilets, Kids decorate them, put them on a big old piece of wood. There's wheels underneath, and we turn them into toilet bowl derby cars. We race them, and then we have a demolition derby at the end.
Wow. So I have recently been notified that I am assigned to take some video of that particular event, and so I am super stoked and excited to see a toilet bowl derby. That sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Yes, it is, and I've been actually doing that I've been doing it for 10 years here, but when I was a youth minister before this, we've done it for probably about close to 20 years. I've been doing it, and it's always a smash hit, you know. It's always something the kids look forward to.
Okay.
So, and then one of the other camps that we'd like to mention is our Paintball Wars camp. It's the first year that we're going to be doing that, but we only have limited space for that. So that is the one camp that if you want to get in, you got to get in early. So there's only 32 slots available for that, but it's going to be real competition. 4 teams are going to compete to be the first inaugural winner of the Paintball Wars
And
camp.
so if you want to sign up for that, that's the one that you really need to hurry and get signed up for. Because what we're saying is the rest of the camps, right, you don't have, the sky is the limit. So you'll bring in enough facilitators to make it work for any amount of kids.
Yeah. So Amazing Race, 60 to 70 kids. Survivors, usually 70 to 80 kids. And same thing, Adventure Camp usually runs around 60 kids. So it's busy, but we'll just keep on bringing in an extra body for staff-wise if we need to, yeah. Okay. But that one camp is going to be limited, yep.
All right. And so what is the ballpark cost of these camps, like per camp, and how long do they last?
So the cost of the camps is dependent on household income. So that can range anywhere from like $34 all the way up to $75.
And that's dependent
for the whole week.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
But that's dependent on income levels and whatever other qualifications that
Correct.
CDC
We
name.
typically see the majority of people fall anywhere from $54 to $70. That's the average, I would say. You know, they kind of fall into that category there. As far as, what was the other question that you had?
How long do they last?
Oh, how
per
long?
day?
So they last anywhere from 8 to 1 is our typical camp time, but when we do the Amazing Race, it's when the race is over. So Monday through Friday, that time's going to vary. Wednesday, it's going to go to 8 till 5 o'clock at least. And on Friday, when we go out to Ruidoso, it starts at 7 a.m. and doesn't get over until we get back, usually around 6:30 p.m. So it's a long day. Yeah. And they're out there for a while, but they just love it. So.
But just consider the deal that you're getting. I mean, honestly,
absolutely.
All of these activities for somewhere between $30 and $70 a week per kid. I mean, that's an amazing deal.
It really is. I think if a parent says, "Man, my kid's just sitting at home and they're not doing anything. I'd really like to get my kid out to do something." Find one of these camps that kind of falls right into your students' lap, you know, what they really enjoy doing. Because for some students, Survivor might sound great, but for other students, Amazing Race might sound great. At least get them out of the house at least sometime during the summer and find one of our camps. And I think you'll find out, even if the kid's going, "Oh, I don't want to go to camp," by the middle of the week, they're going to be like, "I want to go to the next camp."
Yeah. Like, I think we might win.
Yeah, well, that's really what it comes down to, yeah.
So you were also telling me that at the end of each of these camps, you guys take a group photo, and that you guys have a wall of fame.
Yeah, so the Amazing Race, we've got 5 years of our Wall of Fame, and of course this will be year 6. And then on the other side of the building, we have our Survivor photos. And we have 10 years worth of photos of that. Well, this will be year 10. And the interesting thing about our Survivor one, I always like to tell this story. Our first poster on the wall has a young man. His name is DeLeon Fountain. He was a student at the time when we did Survivor for the very first time. If you go all the way to the end of the wall, year 9, which was last year, and I think even year 8, because I think he's won 2 years in a row, he is a staff person that his team, being the staff person for that team, he's on the wall now as a staff. So that's kind of cool.
That is so awesome. So, I mean, that just speaks volumes about what it's like to participate in programs like this. So even when kids age out and they're not able to participate because of their age, they'll come back as facilitators just to have a part of the fun.
Right.
And I think that speaks volumes about your program and about all of these camps. And obviously you're a very passionate person about this particular job, and that definitely comes across. I can't wait to see what you got cooked
I'm
up this
excited
summer.
for you to come out and take some video and some photos of what we do.
All right. And I'm going to be sharing it with everybody at Fort Bliss MWR. So, Philip, one more time, thank you so much for coming by and talking to us a little bit about this. I can't wait. And you guys need to get signed up as soon as possible for all of these amazing camps, okay? So, before I let you go really quick, I just got to tell you about two things. Number one is at all of the MWR facilities across Fort Bliss, you can find these amazing calendar cards, and they're free. Just pick one up. On the back, it lists all of the pertinent information about the events that are happening with Fort Bliss MWR for the whole month. You can keep one in your car, put it on your fridge. That way you don't forget about all the cool stuff that's going on for the month. The other thing is the Bliss Now magazine is a quarterly magazine that's produced by Fort Bliss MWR Marketing. And it contains coupons, phone numbers, maps, and really great articles about all the stuff that's happening on Fort Bliss. So if you want to be in the know, that's the magazine to pick up. Once again, Philip, thank you so much for stopping by and talking to us about this. I'm super excited. I can't wait. So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of On the Radar with Fort Bliss MWR, and we'll see you guys next week.